0.95. This is Gabriela Potorac of Romania, 16 years old, on the balance beam.
And the balance beam consistently remains the Achilles heel for so many gymnasts, but as Olympic bronze medalist, Gabriela's confidence level should be higher than most. As her first event. Has tremendous difficulty, and most of all, is combined with this elegant dance and flexibility. Now here's an impressive move. Watch this, handstand. 1, 2, 2 3/4 times around. You wonder if she's dizzy when she comes up. Of course, the judges are placing more emphasis on dance on the balance beam as well as the floor exercise. You'll notice her rhythm is very good, too. She's aggressive and moves with quite a bit of freedom, and here's her dismount. You're really focusing at this point. You don't get much better than that.
Gabriela Potorac of Romania, you mentioned she won a bronze medal at the Olympic Games in this event. She tied American Phoebe Mills.
And this is a very difficult dismount combination. 3 elements back to back to back.
And for the moment here in the first rotation, Gabriela Potorac takes the lead, 9.987. This is Christina Bontas. Talk about depth. She, too, another star for Romania.
And watch this opening tumbling run, a double layout, the most difficult move on the floor exercise. You're in for a real treat. She is a ball of energy on this event. Another incredibly impressive tumbling run. Oh. So tough to do all of that and then change directions. And here's her last tumbling run. An extraordinary power coming from those tiny legs.
What an exciting tumbler, Kathy. You know, we talked about the fact that the judges are requiring a higher level of dance at this competition. Therefore, I think some of the tumbling level is down. But not from this young lady. Look at this tuck double back, and this comes at the end of a very difficult combination.
And there it is, a perfect 10. The only one recorded here in the first rotation, and this coming from a young lady who is just 15 years old, stands only 4 feet 6 inches tall, and weighs just 68 pounds. So perhaps the Romanians have another star on their horizon. What they do have is a stranglehold on the top 3 places after the first rotation. Sandy Woolsey of the USA is 5th, Brandy Johnson 7th. We're about to begin the second rotation. Daniela Silivas is up in the vault. Interestingly enough, this is the only event she has not won a world or Olympic title in.
Her vault is very good, but she doesn't seem to have the explosive power of a Boganskaya or a Brandy Johnson. She's clean, but she just can't seem to get the height to give her the 10 she wants.
And waiting in the wings is Brandy Johnson in 7th place after the first rotation. After spending 6 months away from home to train with Bella Caroli in Houston, Texas before the Olympics, Brandy is back home again in Florida, and our Donna De Verona had a chance to visit with her.
On the day of Brandy's birth, Mrs. Johnson just knew she had a special child. How many newborns simply roll over on the first day of life? So it was predictable that at 4 years of age, Brandy took up the sport of gymnastics. By the age of 15, she had made the Olympic team and had captured the all-around title at the USA-Soviet dual meet to rank her 3rd in the world, the highest ever for an American female gymnast. And her family's been there every step of the way.
Without my family, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Just the support I've had through the years. I had to move my family to Orlando so I could train. To Houston, I've moved my family all over the place, and I'm very grateful for them to be behind me 100%. If they weren't behind me, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
Settled now in Altamont Springs, Florida at Kevin Brown's gym, Brandy's training regimen is so intense and the local public school schedule so inflexible that Brandy has chosen not to go to high school. Instead, she's taking correspondence courses. It's a solitary life with a lot of self-imposed discipline. Brandy's mom, Kathy, helps ease the burden.
Brandy and I go shopping to relieve pressure. That's one of our most favorite things to do.
No.
Mainly, our tension's released in the malls.
No pressure can be too big, I think. You just have to work through it, and I have my mom there to help me. She talks to me. And just to be the best is what I put the pressure on myself. It's not what the media puts on you or anything like that. The media will handle itself. I just put the pressure on myself to be the best I can.
For years, home has been where the coach and gym are. Now that Brandy is committed to Brown's Gymnastics, her father is building them a long-awaited dream house. Admittedly fearful about watching his daughter compete, Jerry still thinks gymnastics has been good for the family.
I think it's made us a better, stronger family, and we would all do it again if we had to.
I'm very proud of Brandy and all the titles and everything that goes along with it. And I don't look at her as, of course she's special because she's mine, but that's why she's special.
With coach, home, and family finally in place, it's a solid foundation for the next 2 years and hopes of Barcelona Olympic gold.
Brandy Johnson, she's come a long way since she was 6 years old and a member of the Tallahassee Tumbling Tots.
And I'm sure Brandy's putting a lot of pressure on herself to perform well here since she did fall in the preliminary competition on this event.
Incidentally, Daniela Silivas recorded a 9.925 in the vault.
The tendency when you have fallen in a preliminary competition is to hold back so it doesn't happen again, but you can't do that, otherwise your timing is off. Obviously, she didn't succumb to the nerves. Great routine.
Hier stehen Sie Christina Bontas aus Rumänien mit ihrem zweiten Sprung.
A hug from Kevin Brown and one from Sandy Woolsey.
Brandy is really at her best when she's very aggressive. After that giant full turn, watch the landing position on this tuck double. She has perfect form and she lands straight up and down.
And a score of 9.925 for Brandy Johnson. On deck from the Soviet Union.